Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show, Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Michael, it's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, always. I feel the same way.
How you been?
Doing all right. Seems like we just left each other, but yeah, I'm doing good. I forgot to thank someone yesterday that I meant to thank. Travis Bully, one of our fine listeners. Our listeners have been so good to us. Anytime we've got to send E somewhere, like to a gay pride parade.
Do we have a new favorite? Is that what you're getting at?
Could be, dude. I mean, Trav hooked me up bigly. With, he's like, I got miles, plane miles, if you need a flight. And so I was like, Trav, any chance you got enough for 2 flights out to New York? And he was like, consider it done, my friend.
Didn't you demand first class?
Well,
that's classless.
Yeah,
ironically.
I said I'll settle for first class. I usually prefer to fly private, and it was like, well, of course, obviously, haha. I thought that it was just a joke. You know what I mean? I would never demand actual first class. And I think I even said,
sure.
you know I'm kidding, right, about first class. I can slum it with the best of them. And he was like, you're the cult leader. You don't get to fly coach. And so,
Bag up.
well, who was I to argue with that,
Reminds me of when you were talking about Art that one time. What were they were trying to have him not. He was like writing off a Cadillac on his taxes, and he's like, "Well, I'm Art.
I'm the poobah."
Yeah.
It's me, big RPP. I can't be rolling around in a Corolla.
Corolla.
Can't be seen in a shitty ass little, whatever car. I got a reputation to uphold. It's part of the whole package.
Well, this Travis hookup that bodes well for like a vacation for Gab and I. Then
Oh,
it sounds
absolutely.
Like, if you get 2 tickets out of town, then
yeah, if you want 2 tickets to Paradise, he's the one to contact. And all you got to do is like lightly throw it out there that maybe
just
might
like jokingly
slightly, interested in first class. If it's not a big deal, and it only costs you 6 times the amount of miles, but I would say it was worth it, and I think Travis would agree. That
hopefully you didn't burn them all. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
I know.
That's
I
the
burned through quite a
concern
bit,
is
yeah.
that he's got these miles, but now he doesn't have those miles
a
because
good
he
boy,
burned
though.
6 times as many as he should have.
Yeah, but he's gotten from me personally an NFL tag as a new favorite listener. I mean, that's worth something too. That's worth 80,000 miles, right? Probably
80,000 miles.
whatever it costs. I don't know how those miles work.
I know, dude. It's so ridiculous, dude.
Would you like to book a rental car and double your miles?
I know.
I'm like, what the fuck is that about?
It's like you have no context. It's
Yeah.
like wampum.
double is-
what is a wampum? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that $10,000?
Well, there's a
All I got are
Capital
these
One.
damn Nepalese coins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I deal with it too with my insurance because I don't know. My lack thereof of health insurance, and so I go to the doctor and they're like, "Here's your bill. It's $2,000. Who's your carrier?" And I'm like, "Yeah, me." And they're like, "Oh, you don't have insurance? Okay, well, hold on one second.
Let's just see what we can do here.
That'll be $320." I'm like, "Hold on, wait a minute. I don't have insurance." And all of a sudden, so you were basically going to rape Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Absolutely.
And since, they'll just pay whatever you send them, I'm like, how absurd is that?
Dude,
It's remarkable. It's like, how about you just charge them the $300 that I now have to pay?
That Capital Mortgage one is the one that gets me all the time. I see the commercial because she's always like, dude, you give double the points versus any other card. And I'm like, all the
Capital
time.
Mortgage or Capital Credit Card?
Or fuck. I don't know what. You're right, not
This
Capital
is
Mortgage.
like Ben
but-
Affleck's ex.
Yeah.
Jennifer
You're right.
Garner.
You're right.
Yeah,
Not
that's
Capital
it.
Mortgage, but Capital One or whatever. But like the thing is, she's saying that you get double points all the time. So if you get double points on every purchase every time,
Two for the price of one. We
It's
call
a
it.
BOGO.
that's just a normal purchase. Then you're just getting those points. It's not double if you get it double all the time.
I gotta hand it to Capital One though. They are a persistent bunch. I
Is that
mean,
right?
I every day.
day?
Every single day I get, and they try to package it in a way that's like, ooh, I bet that's Capital One. No,
Fool you
rip
into
it in
opening
half.
it.
And it's like, dude, for years these sons of bitches have been begging me to get a Capital One, and I'm just like, no, and they will not. They're relentless. They spend a tree a week on me. I'm not even kidding, dude. So anyway, thanks to Travis, he came through bigly. He reminds me of you, Jay. I was like, let me check into
Really
this guy a
awesome,
little
cool
bit.
guy.
Well, in certain ways he's like you, not in always. But I started trolling his page on Facebook just to see, like, who am I dealing with? Is this guy a potential murderer or a psychopath? And it was like, oh, he looks like Jay Detroit cast a little bit. He's got the whole family thing going, except he goes on vacations. So, you know, it's, like I said, it's not totally in line with you, but he's a good boy.
Yeah, as E mentioned yesterday, I
Good
believe it
parody.
was just yesterday where E mentioned it's very hard for us to get 4 days off.
Well,
I'll get to email where that's
Big email.
Big email.
Is he
on
taking some
that
shots today?
subject, on that subject, that very phrasing, I think,
Let me guess.
is called into question.
I don't care. He doesn't care, but I
don't
think
care.
he does. I think he does care.
I do not.
He's dying for a positive email to come in from
Nah, I
Mrs.
get-
Fady.
The positive people send me personal messages. I don't need mass emails. I get the messages to my directly.
Dr. Tommy writes in, the point of contention. Big city dick, big dick, and dickhead had
Take
to
it.
write in quickly to raise a Big E comment for further discussion. In sermon number 1115, starting at the 531 mark, Big E states, and I quote, because of the nature of this show, we just don't take regular vacations. We don't get 4 days off.
Yeah.
This struck a chord with me, says Dr. Tommy, who's probably working 90 to 100 hours a week as a resident right now.
Yeah, residencies those are easy though, right? Not that many hours.
Making
and
like
days
$5
in
an
a row.
hour.
Yeah.
Surely Big E can't actually believe that he is so busy with work that he hasn't had adequate time off. Can he?
That's not what I said.
E respond.
That's not really what I said.
Aside
though.
from the fact that he does nothing but babble into a microphone 5 days a week, 5 days weekly for 0.5 hours to 2 hours per day, depending on the level of stew, surely he gets more than adequate vacation time. It seems at least once a month he is in northern Michigan camping alone, a.k.a. whacking off in the wild for 3 days, or getting a full body high on music, quote unquote, or visiting Jerry. I felt the
In his defense, though, he doesn't usually pay for those tickets.
That's
He
not
usually
true.
gets
right,
Not
Travis.
true.
Travis will hook him up with
Not
flights.
true.
But
I've paid
for those EDM fests, he usually goes for free.
No,
true.
I've paid for every
Press.
EDM festival I've gone to this year. So
This year.
In the last 8 months, Big E has been allotted the following vacation days, subcategorized by number of consecutive days off, dates
boy.
listed in reverse
those aren't
chronological
vacation
orders.
days.
He's never missed a show though. Because
That's the thing, dude. I've only missed one show this year.
3 3-day weekends. That's March 30th through April 1st, February 2nd through February 4th,
Not the
December
same.
29th through January 1st. 3 4-day vacations. August 15th to August 18th,
When was
July
that?
4th to July 7th, May 25th to May 28th, and one 5-day vacation between December 22nd and December 26th. One 10-day vacation, 420
Oh,
to
now he's
429. Be fair, this was during Mike's near-death experience when he was, quote, gravely ill.
He could have come in and done a show.
Not including weekends. Is that when we did shows?
I think
or were
you guys did.
Different period of grave illness. It's been
It's been a multiple near-death experiences, so I'm not
not
sure.
including weekends, which he already gets off. That accounts for 18 vacation days in the last 8 months. This is nearly double the days the average American worker has annually for vacation. So on behalf of all TDC fans, I want to thank Big E for his previously thankless dedication, devotion, and hard work making the podcast what it is. We all apologize for our endless thirst for more content, which deprives Big E from adequate meditation and whack-off time. I mean, where would the show be if Big E was allowed a little more time away from work? Would the show still exist if he was awarded 30 vacation days annually? 45? Cheers to retirement, Big E. At least then you will finally get a day off. Old favorite doctor, Tom.
I've only taken one day
E.
off this year.
Floor, yours.
No, that's it.
Respond.
I've only taken one day off this year from the show. Every other day has been
Dude,
on other people's. No,
Do you realize that our listeners like work, and so when they hear a dude like you go, dude,
I've only missed
it's
one-
really hard to
I didn't
get
say it
4
was hard.
straight days
That's
off.
not what I said.
We don't get the nature of the show doesn't give us
not
4
what I
days
s-
off.
okay.
That is you're-
that's not how I said. That's not what I meant, though.
because of
back
the
up,
nature
get
of
out
the
of the way
show,
here.
we just don't take regular vacations. We don't get 4 days off.
Yeah,
Dr.
it's
Tommy
true.
then
That's a true
documented
statement.
for you multiple times in the last 8 months. Where
I've
you
only
got-
missed one day of the show this year, and I missed 2 last year.
Understood, dude. But the point is, you get consecutive days off, whether
most
you're
people
missing
get,
a show
yeah,
or
most
not.
people get weekends.
Jesus.
People work 5 days a week usually.
Don't even try to defend your. There are literally people that are fucking just punching their phones right now, wanting to punch your face because
Okay.
you work so little and you complain so much.
When did I complain?
We rarely get 4 days off.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
That wasn't
floor
complaining.
yours.
I was making a
floor
statement that I
yours.
don't get that much. That we don't rarely get 4 days off in a row from the show.
Because of the nature of the show, we just don't take regular vacations.
true.
We don't get 4 days off.
Totally
is
remember
true.
hearing that.
Okay, so that's not a complaint, but it's a statement that is ridiculous.
E, floor,
No.
yours.
Given the amount of time we get off.
okay, not really. A lot of times when I go to most of the times when I do things, I would.
In fairness, and this is no offense to you, but you've never worked a real job in your life. So when listeners hear
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I
or
don't
is
see that as a
good
bad thing.
Like,
So.
to some people, that's like admirable in a way.
I don't know, dude. I mean, it is if you're like pulling it off, but would you say he's pulling it off?
Yeah, I would. I'm doing everything I said I wanted to do as a kid. I said that I didn't want to work a real job, and I didn't care if I made less money if that's what it took, and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So,
You live in your parents' basement.
yeah, I
You
make
live in
less
your
money.
parents'
Okay, yeah, I'm doing exactly what I said I wanted to do my whole life.
Yeah, he was in the Porcupine Mountains stuff, weeping.
Cool, man.
Yep. And you don't, dude. You're not someone that's dying to like do cancer surgery and shit. Anyways, are you?
No.
Like you're not jealous of Tom. You don't want to go.
No,
Oh yeah,
dude.
I got this.
Yeah, I saw those pictures.
Oh, I
I
wanted to
don't
go to
get-
the Porcupine Mountains,
saw-
but I got this
I saw the-
goddamn brain cancer to deal with.
Well, I
this
saw the
weekend.
pictures of the surgery he has to do, and I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah. I'm with you
What
there.
if, when your parents die, they don't leave you the Fady Manor?
That's a
Oh,
great question.
then I'll deal with that when I get there.
You know, what if it's just like I know you're counting on that, but what if
Not
you
really.
don't? What if you don't get a piece of that pie?
Not really counting on that.
Well, I saw a lot of those people who were probably counting on their version of the Fadies to leave them a windfall, and they didn't look terribly uncomfortable, at least in the summer, sleeping on the streets in New York. Like, some of them had boxes. Like,
warm
honestly,
enough,
like,
right?
dude, there were blankets. They were absolutely dead asleep at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Sun blazing.
Hey,
It
yeah,
didn't look
nowhere
that
to go,
bad.
man.
I mean,
got a
it's
free
basically,
schedule.
You know, urban camping, they call it, E.
Right.
You could do that.
You
could
got a
pull
free
urban
schedule,
camping
man.
off. Yeah. Open things up.
For sure.
Put a cup down, and dude, there was a guy sitting there, and he's got his cup right. He's got his big cup, and there's some nickels and dimes, whatever people just toss in there for him. And this thing is absolutely cemented in duct tape to the ground. Right? He's got an entire roll of duct tape taping this cup down, which tells me
It's been an
fooled me
incident.
once. You know, there's an old saying in Texas, I think in Tennessee as well. Fool me once, shame on, won't get fooled again. And so, which means someone like jogged by a homeless man.
Oh, I'm sure
and
that's-
just went, oh, hey, I'll take that, and took the guy's fucking coin cup. How low is that?
Brutal.
So, E, you're gonna want to tape that thing down. Like,
The reality-
really down.
All I was really saying is that I've wanted to go up to Copper Harbor for a while, and you have to have 4 days in a row to go up to Copper Harbor, and I haven't had that chance. So
Well, it was an insensitive remark, given our hardworking listeners.
Would you like to apologize?
no,
to
I would
anyone?
Would
not.
you like to apologize for your racist comment a couple
No.
weeks ago?
You know, he's black. Of
Correct
course.
the record?
What did he say? He's black. Of course, he stinks or something.
No,
You
that's
know?
not
No,
what
it's
I
the
said.
only reason he has a job. It's 'cause he's black.
He's black. Yeah, he's black.
It's Michael Strahan, right?
Yep.
No, I don't want to.
Get the carrots and potatoes, gentlemen. Hey, Zott Ford's summer sales event means the hottest deals and lowest payments of the summer. Lease a new 18 Ford Escape as low as $133 a month, or lease a new 18 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 as low as $161 a month. Finally, lease a new 18 Ford Explorer as low as $177 a month. Zott Ford's sensational summer sales event ends August 31st, and so do all these ludicrously low payments. See details at dealsinthed.com.
Pope Frank has issued a letter to Catholics around the world we are condemning the crime of priestly sexual abuse and cover-up. Does that take too long? What did that thing drop? Last Tuesday or Wednesday or something?
Yeah.
The
seems like
900-page report, and it's taken till the following Monday to get.
to condemn it.
Yeah, it seems like you'd come out really
Well,
quick.
he's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, he was planning that trip to Ireland. He's heading off today, I believe.
I wonder what the Pope really does on a day-to-day if he's not on these trips.
I don't know.
I mean, if Jay thinks the president job is not really that hard, what is the Pope doing every day?
Yeah, it's a fair question.
I mean,
I
You
just
can get
wonder-
away with a lot of, I need to go pray.
right,
Please.
right, can't he?
Yeah,
Please,
that's true.
my sons, leave me as
Yeah.
I close my door. And
Gonna
go to bed.
meditate. Does he really just have Netflix in there or some shit?
Probably. He's Netflixing chilling by himself.
Last chance you. He's just breezing
Yeah,
through
hell
the
yeah.
series.
And if anyone knocks on his door, because I mean, the ultimate.
He's got a
is God. He
secretary,
can
right?
just say, I mean, he is the Pope. He can just say, "Look, I need to go away. God has requested it. Do not disturb me
Yeah.
for 4 hours."
Hold all my calls.
And if he wants to go out, he has that kick-ass ride.
oh,
You know?
that dope Pope mobile.
Shit, man.
It's awesome. Yeah, so anyway, he's demanded accountability in response to the new revelations of misconduct by the church. He's also begging forgiveness for the pain suffered by victims and said Catholics must be involved in any effort to root out abuse and cover up We showed no care for the little ones. We abandoned them. I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that.
I would say you didn't abandon them. You focused a little too deeply on them.
That's true. Actually, you did the opposite of abandoning
You really,
them.
really focused on them.
Yeah, like way more than you should have. The Vatican issued the letter this morning ahead of Frank's trip to Ireland. God, that'd be fun to go to Ireland this time of year. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. It's
Oh,
If
it's
only I had 4
gorgeous.
days off in a row, I could go to Ireland.
the Emerald Isle.
So they expect that it's what a pain in the ass. He goes there. He wants to chill, kick around, have some beers in Dublin or whatever he does. And, he's got to deal with all this damn child abuse allegation. It's probably going to be a main topic of conversation, they say. And so the Vatican has come under a little bit of fire for being a little late to the party and addressing this over the last 6 or 7 days. And, priests, they say, used religious rituals and the threat of eternity in hell. Imagine you're an 8-year-old boy and you have a priest telling you, you're going to have to suck my dick or you risk eternity in hell.
Wow.
How fucking awful is that to hear? They used threats of eternity in hell to groom, molest, and rape kids. Fuck me. That is brutal.
I don't know how this Catholic Church, I don't know how they gain a single member from here on out. I said it yesterday.
I know.
I swear to God, I don't know how anybody goes to this.
What do you think people lean on? Like, well, everything happens for a reason. The Lord works in mysterious ways. It's all part of his divine plan. Like, what do you lean on that can justify this?
There's nothing that can justify that.
See, that's how I feel. One priest tied up a victim with rope in the confessional in a praying position. So he's got a kid in a praying position, rope tied up, okay? When the victim refused to blow the guy, the angered priest used a 7-inch crucifix to butt rape him. Yeah. Take that in for a sec, folks.
Flat out evil, man.
One priest rinsed a boy's mouth out with holy water after making him blow him, because, now it's filthy. So holy water will fix that. Another priest allegedly told a boy that he was fondling that it was okay because I'm an instrument of God. So you're basically blowing God right now. So this is good for you. So a boy goes to a priest. It sounds like a setup to a joke, but it's not. He's in confessional, and he says, I've been gang raped as a 7-year-old. And the priest tells him, well, you're going to have to provide sex in order to get into heaven. Nice. 4 of the priests made a boy strip and pose as Jesus on the cross while they took photos. Cute.
What'd you do? Split this story in half so we could barf yesterday and barf today too?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
dude,
This is going to be in the news for a while.
Oh, this was all in the news last week. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, we weren't on last week.
Oh, we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah. Can we have a bright line here, by the way? Stop trying to place these guys in other things or rehab. If you fuck a kid's mouth, guess what? You no longer get to preach to people. How about that? Can we say that? No second chances. Like, to me, that's an easy one. And if you come out with that kind of attitude, you could probably root a lot of this bullshit out. Instead of giving these guys chances like this fucking asshole who's on the run now, accused of molesting 3 altar boys and stealing $60,000 to $80,000 from the congregation. There you go, folks. There's your money. If it's not going to a private jet for some piece of shit televangelist, he's just going to milk you and steal $80,000. This happened at St. Cecilia Catholic Church in Dallas, a Dallas suburb of Oak Cliff. Reverend Edmundo Paredes retreated, they believe, to his native Philippines to escape an investigation. Bishop Edward Jones broke the news that Father Ed had been removed from the ministry during Mass on Saturday. Most of the people there were like, oh, shit, I thought he still lived on the grounds here. We didn't know that was solved. Like, nah, he took off a while ago. He's in the Philippines, we think. So he's already under investigation. Of course, they launch an investigation immediately when word is, we think he stole $60,000 to $80,000.
Oh, whoa, hey now.
We'll get to the kid rape later, but that 60 to 80 grand is bullshit.
That's the Lord's money.
Oh my God! So he was removed from the parish immediately as soon as we start looking into this whole thing about money going missing. Give me your collar, sir.
Gotta have cash to pay off the victims, you know?
Yeah, that's true. When disclosing details specifically related to sex abuse, this Burns guy said, our priority was to determine the truth and protect the victims who showed courage by coming forward. I offer my heartfelt apologies that these crimes have happened in the parish, and please know I am praying for all the victims of sex abuse and for all of us here in the St. Cecilia community. So yeah, nice. You want some good church news?
Sure.
Could use a little bit of that, right? Because I've often talked about, we had, who was it, Sister Mary Jean or something, Jean something at the
Oh yeah.
Got
the Final
first pitch,
Four.
right?
Well, the one the Sister Jean Dolores-Schmidt, remember her? Great story during the Final Four. She was
Right.
in a wheelchair and her
Till Michigan stomped her dreams of a
Hell
championship away.
She left early.
Left her. Couldn't handle
Rolled
the
out
loss.
of the arena.
Loyola, Chicago, or something.
Yeah. That's right. Well, there's a new one making headlines now, and this bro, I got to tell you, man, she's stealing some hearts around the country right now. Sister Mary Jo Sobiek become an overnight internet sensation after throwing out the first pitch at a White Sox Royals game on Saturday. It's like I'm like, oh boy, she four-hopped this thing into the mound. Did she take out a mascot? What happened?
She's
here?
a college softball player.
Yeah, well, it showed. She's doing the thing where she's bouncing the ball off the elbow trick. We've all done that, right? You could do that, Jay. So here she is. Check out this first pitch by her.
God, dude, nuns freak me out.
Yeah, they creep me out too.
Yeah.
It's a damn good pitch.
Yeah.
They're acting like this was a strike, all that. I don't know if it.
It's a little action by the catcher. I mean, let's be honest.
low.
It was low.
Yeah, a little bit low.
It's
Came in a
definitely
little
ball.
low.
It was a ball, but
Had some movement.
she did well.
I don't know that, do you think you have to have more heat on it? It was more of an ephus pitch than,
Bit of a looper.
Yeah, I think I could tag that shit all day. I don't know about you, but I'm confident I can hit the shit out of that, rope that thing right back up the middle, send a screamer at her.
God, I really wish we could get a situation where you could throw out a first pitch now. Like that's one of my
Dude,
new goal in life.
I want
Isis
to.
and I are on record as saying, we'd pass on it.
Oh no
It's
no no!
just the-
Whoa!
the
I would not
pros-
pass. I just would be scared. I know you. I would take that
I'd
fucking.
pass.
Yeah, but you're a known choker. E.
Cons outweigh the pros.
Yeah,
Could we
it's true
get-
though.
Would you guys be satisfied if we could pull it off at like what's that, Jimmy John's Field or something,
Sure.
in front of a couple thousand, full house or something? Not quite Tiger
I think it's
Stadium
got to
level,
be
but
American Park. But
well, I just don't know that we have the.
I
the
understand,
kind of,
but my
pull
thing
to
is that-
demand that. E.
is your nervousness anyway? I've already said
Dude,
it.
I think in front of 2,000 people would be a good representative. Like that.
No, he's
Not
right.
the same?
That's too small. Yeah.
Well, E, get on it. Start making some calls. If you can
Okay.
get me in there, I'll go and throw out a first pitch.
Okay, I'll try.
Dude, back to the nun. They really freak me out.
Yeah.
Like I grew
Is
up.
it the hat?
It's the garb, man. It really is. And I grew up like at right by a convent, and Deuced and I used to traverse the creek and all that around there, and we.
You're not talking about the Chinese Bible.
No. Chinese Bible Church was to
the corner.
to the west of me. I was at like Inkster and 10 Mile.
Right.
And like right there used to be a convent. And so Deuced and I used to just, play in the woods and shit. And in fact, that's where the fireman's ladder kind of ended up back there.
Really?
But yeah, so we used to get yelled at by penguins all the time. But then you'd also see them because there was Our Lady of Mercy or whatever. Mercy High School was right by you.
By me, on
just
11 Mile.
the
in
mile
Middlebelt.
up.
Yeah.
And so you'd go to like Chatham Square or whatever and go shopping, and there'd be penguins everywhere. And I don't know,
It's
man.
weird to see them get in a car or out of a car.
Yeah,
You know what I
they
mean?
all looked. None of them looked nice or happy, And
Dude.
just the whole garb kind of creeped me out.
Isn't that the thing?
They all
That's
have, like,
the
these-
takeaway for me, too. None of them ever look happy.
All these sensible orthopedic shoes.
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Shuffling along, and some of them are really younger, and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're hanging out with like this 85-year-old woman. Like, I don't know.
I know. There was one, I want to
Didn't
say
look
that
like
was
fun
like,
to me.
was kind of smoking hot. Like you could
Really?
tell- yeah, and it was like she's
Dude, I've
young.
never seen a
with
nun that.
titties,
Oh my god.
and you're like, dude, what?
is that like
Are we watching a
stripper or
porno
something?
movie?
I
I
don't
mean-
know.
I wasn't a. I can't remember what it was.
I've never seen a
might
nun
have
that
been.
looked marginally good.
It might have been the girl that tried out for like America's Got Talent or American Idol. Remember that? She's a nun.
No.
Or The Voice, and she had this amazing voice, and I think you could see some like titty.
I've never seen even a hottish nun.
There's got to be
They
some hot
freak
nuns,
me out,
right?
man.
They're supposed to be just nasty though with those rulers, whack on your knuckles.
Dude, my
They're
mom
really
went
famous
to,
for that whap on your knuckles.
Yeah, my mom went to one of those like back in the day, one of those old school Catholic churches, and she absolutely will talk about the idea of fucking whacking
Yeah.
your hands
Yeah.
with those things.
Can you bing hot nun?
Yeah, you're gonna get a
porn
bunch of
images don't
strippers.
I know,
but yeah,
like
you're gonna get
that's all. Yeah,
porn.
you're gonna just get
hot
Hallow-
actual nun.
Halloween costumes. And, oh, you mean like this, Mike? Is this what you're talking?
like
about?
amateur. Put amateur in.
It's like,
Yeah, see now that might be the girl I'm thinking of. I mean, as far as
So
nuns go,
sacrilegious. Look at that shit.
I know, isn't that hilarious?
there you go, Mike. I mean,
I know you can find 1,000 costume pictures, but I'm telling you, go like Bing the voice, sister nun, put sister nun. America's Got Talent, the voice, one of those. I swear
I
to
don't
God,
know,
and
man.
she
I'm
wasn't
gonna
that
be hard
bad.
pressed to find a nun hot. I just they freak me out.
Really, you think
Yeah.
so? You think that's?
I mean, this this looks like it was on one of those things, and she does not look hot. She has a microphone.
Pull her over, easy.
I mean, is that her, Mike?
is that who you're thinking of, Mike?
That's
No,
hot.
I mean,
I'm just-
How many nuns are on The Voice?
it might
It's
have been a
gotta be
movie
her.
I watched. Okay, it might have been a
Sister
movie.
Act. That was Whoopi Goldberg, dude.
No, it wasn't Sister Act. It might have been the Flying Nun. Who was the Flying Nun?
Oh yeah,
Was that what's her name? Shit.
Sally Field.
There you go. There you go. Is that her? What's that picture?
it
Pull
looks
that
like
one
the
over.
same one to me, but I can pull it
Flying
over.
nun. What the hell? What kind of premise is that?
Dude, they creep me out too. These
Dude, you
people-
think she's hot?
No, I don't think she's
Well,
hot. I was
you
just trying to.
did.
I was trying to remember where I saw this hot nun. Dude, it could have been a fucking movie. I don't remember, but
I don't like it, man. I
yeah,
don't
there's
like it.
something weird about because, dude, I don't know what the deal is. Like, you can't have sex if you're a nun, right? Like, nuns can't unless they're being raped
No
by
sex
priests.
at the nunnery, dude.
None.
None.
So you just go there and you just hang out and be quiet and wear dumb garb and drive a sensible
know.
car to the grocery
Pray,
store.
you do stuff for the community. You work in schools. I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
they do.
Smack knuckles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Do they teach you how to do that? How to get a real good crack on a knuckle?
They must.
Yeah. Anyway, it's nice to see one out there, tossing the ball around.
Throwing some heat.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of George W. Bush up there with his first pitch. Impressive. Just like mine would be. Ready?
Sure.
Throw some heat. More heat than her.
I can promise you would throw it really fast. I just don't know that it would go and be a strike.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. If I ever get the opportunity, take full advantage. Oh, man. Did you hear about Larry Nassar? Poor guy.
Oh yeah, he's being moved around, right? Prison to
Yeah.
prison because he's getting beat up. Ha! God bless those inmates.
Wow, they kicked the dog shit out of him, I guess. Like right away,
Sometimes
too.
Vigilante justice just warms my heart.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
You do?
I do.
Yeah, you like the fact that.
I know you don't. You're
Well-
like, well, once they get into prison, don't feed them maggots or anything. Fuck that guy, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Dude, there's just something like it sucks. You know my stance on this. Like, you were not sentenced to be butt fucked in jail. You were not sentenced to be
No.
harassed and beat up.
Not
You were-
technically.
no, but we all just kind of wink and laugh,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
guy's gonna get fucking raped. In prison.
Absolutely. You do, don't you?
It's like, well, it's sort of your job to make sure he doesn't. That really wasn't his punishment. His punishment was, I don't know, 160
That's part of the
years in jail.
deterrent, though. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
Do chicks get their boxes licked in jail?
I think they do by guards, honestly. It's a
Really?
big thing, yeah.
But do they want that to happen? It's not like someone's
doubt
holding
it.
them down and licking their box, right? It's consensual box licking. If it was consensual butt fucking in jail, I'm all for it. But it's the idea that my weak ass goes in there to take a simple shower and I'm lathering up, and some dude slides in behind me.
Don't do the crime then, Mike.
Oh man, I'm a bad boy a lot of the time. I probably will do the crime.
You know how hard it is to convict an innocent man? It's very difficult in our
Lots of
system.
cases of it though.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
So if you're in there,
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on Nassar though.
that dude deserves it, man. If anybody deserves it.
He was attacked by inmates at the high security prison
That
in
little
May.
mousy looking dude.
Yeah.
This
I'm a
picture-
doctor.
please don't hurt me.
It was a back technique I was using. It was a back technique.
Albeit archaic, but a technique nevertheless. Nevertheless.
They're just pounding on him. It's funny what inmates take issue with. Like, shit, motherfucker murdered someone. High five, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Nicely
yeah.
done. It's like, what? You raped a kid, motherfucker? You getting your ass kicked?
3/4 of them have been raped, so they get it. you know?
Yeah. So, anyways, they were like, yeah, I think, yeah, fuck it. We could throw him in the general pop. I think he'll be okay on his own. A mousy white guy.
Picture that guy with a tray, like in the cafeteria, trying to find a place to sit.
guys. Is there room at this table?
Excuse me, Butch. God.
Do you mind if I take that sheet in the middle of the bench here, guys? They're like, nah, he'll be okay. He's white. He's got a lot going for him. Smart guy, white. He only, finger banged like 200 chicks underage. And so,
That we
the
know
inmates that we know of, the inmates shouldn't probably have a problem with that. So let's see how this goes. So the Federal Bureau of Prisons has confirmed that he's now being held at the Oklahoma Federal Transfer Center. It's a temporary holding prison for inmates who have yet to be assigned a permanent facility or get their asses kicked at their previous permanent facility. Nassar could be transferred to another high-security prison in either Florida or Indiana.
That guy's got to be hustling to try to figure out how to kill himself, honestly.
Yeah, you
He's
think?
too big a pussy, though.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It might be easier to just check. Like, he's never getting out. It's not going to happen, so I would. Dude, I'm not going to live in a fucking 10 by 6, 9 by 6, whatever it is, for 160 years. He's got to stay there for 160 years at this point, dude. And he's already like 60. That's a tough row. So anyway, they could move him to a Florida or Indiana prison. And dude, if I was him, I'd be like, Florida, just those white sandy beaches in Florida are like, dude, who the fuck wants to live in Indiana?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd much prefer max security prison just on the beaches alone in Florida. Seriously, for me. So we'll see. I don't know if he gets a choice in it at all, but they say, yeah, it's kind of difficult for us to place him. We will admit. Seems to be a lot of people who know about his crimes, and so we feel that we're going to have trouble placing him no matter what. It's like, yeah, that's why they put celebrities in max security, in solitary. They don't let him in the general pop.
Then you go nutty by
Yeah.
yourself, all by your lonesome for 160 years.
There was one thing, he's asking, his lawyers are asking for him to be resentenced, and there was something that irked me about this too, and I know
Trial judge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The trial judge seemed to be getting off on,
Big time.
you know what I mean?
Bigly.
Bigly. What was her name? Like Rosemarie
I don't know.
Ecolina. And
Yeah, she got a lot of play on social media because she was so hard on him and so
Yeah.
pro-victim. And
I'm going to impose the strongest maximums. And it's like, dude, your name is judge. Like, you're a judge. You're supposed to take emotion out of it and rule. I get it. I get why you would come down like that. But when, his lawyers are arguing, by allowing 150 of his victims come up and give these victim statements, you basically just had a train of,
did they embarrass him? Did they overly embarrass him?
Well, I get that what they're saying. It devolves into a free-for-all where it's just like, who can outdo each other with, like, you monster. And she seemed to be cool with that. The judge herself openly lamented that she could
These
not
are
impose
victim statements, though.
Yeah. Cruel and unusual punishment upon the defendant indicated her expectation that he would be harmed in prison without condemning it, and finally proclaimed with apparent relish that she was signing his death warrant. And, look, he's a fucking monster. He deserves everything he gets. I'm not here to defend him. But I felt that when I was watching that trial, like, ugh, I don't want judges.
Seems like grandstanding.
Yeah, I don't want judges, like, getting play on social
They start
media.
become like the umpires that's calling loud ass strikes and shit. Now
Yeah,
they're part of the
dancing
story.
behind the-
I mean, Ito, Judge Ito, right? And
Ito loved it, man.
fucking.
Yeah, he did.
The dancing Ito.
I was just gonna say the dancing Itos.
Did you? So you noticed that too? I wasn't
Yeah.
the only one. We
talked about that.
Yeah. So I don't know if any of them come out. Maybe they shaved 10 years off and he's only
Yeah.
got to do 150 years.
Yeah,
in the
resentence him,
end.
sure. Okay.
Yeah. I know we'll be in the minority at all, or I will, of people that took issue with that. But
Hey, you already know. Yeah, don't put me with you on that. No, I have no problem.
I was
with
about
resentment.
to, and then I backed out of it.
You already know that the Hamlin Pub is a great place to watch the big tackle ball game and for a night out with your girl. But are you aware of Hamlin Pubs' amazing Tuesday and Thursday food specials? Tuesdays are burger and brew days. That's an Angus burger, fries, and your choice of 12-ounce domestic beer or a soda, just $6.99. If pizza's more your thing, then get there on Thursdays when you'll get half off pizzas. These specials are good, of course, at all 5 Hamlin Pub locations. That's Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. And don't forget, save the date, September 29th. We'll be out there. Look forward to seeing a lot of you there as well.
Hey, is that the exploded titty nipple shirt you were wearing the other day?
No.
It's not?
No, this is a Detroit Express.
I thought that was the
Soccer.
shirt you were wearing. You had that. And I was gonna say, dude, what did you use to get the blood out of
No,
there? That's
it was a
incredible.
GB.
Oh, okay.
Same color.
Were you able to get the blood out
Yeah,
of it?
man.
Really?
Totally.
What'd you use? Tide?
OxyClean.
OxyClean.
familiar
Oh,
with
that cocaine. What's his name? Remember that? Yeah, what's his name? The big fat dude that was just a big salesman for OxyClean. Then he died. He had like a cocaine habit. You don't remember that?
No idea what you're talking about.
No.
I just,
Infomercial
it's
guy?
just
Yeah.
powder I put in
Yeah.
the laundry tub. And,
You didn't have to do any extra scrubbing?
I did the spray and wash.
Billy
and,
Mays.
Did a little tiny scrub, threw it in the OxyClean's sweet, dude.
Really?
Billy Mays.
I'm
Oh,
more
is
of a-
that the guy with the beard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
did
was
a
the
ton,
OxyClean
did
guy.
a ton of different infomercials, right?
Yeah. he
But
was
this
kind
one
of
is the one
go-to.
I always
Yeah, there
remembered
he
him
is.
from.
That's what you use?
Yeah.
Did
I,
you-
I think it's more mainstream. I don't think that's infomercial shit. I think you can get it at any store.
Was it Billy Mays that
But
that
for a
turned you
while
onto
there, it was a big
Were you watching
deal.
Billy Mays one day and went, I got to try this
I didn't
OxyClean?
know he did that.
Yeah.
I went as Billy Mays for Halloween one year. I think I wore just a blue shirt with khakis, and I carried around a bag of cocaine.
OxyClean?
No,
Cocaine.
of like it was supposed to be cocaine, which is powdered sugar, I guess. But
Yeah. It's not a bad Halloween costume.
I don't know that it's that recognizable, though, right?
Yeah. Did anyone go, oh my God? You're...
people knew who Billy Mays was back then. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have the beard?
You know,
Did you grow your-
shit. Think about it. I don't think I had a beard. I wonder.
What the? Then how did anyone know who the hell you were, dude?
That's
it
like
was-
going as Lindell
I don't-
for Halloween and not having the mustache.
I'd have to
dude.
look. I don't remember.
That's
it.
insane,
I
dude.
didn't- I
You
don't-
did not go as Billy Mays for
And if you
Halloween.
did, nobody knew who the fuck you were.
Maybe it was my friend Matt Kennedy that did it. Now that I think about it,
Hold back up, back up.
I'm trying to think.
here. What are you
Was it me or him? I can't remember now.
Are we having a Brian Williams moment on the show today?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, E.
No, I'm thinking about it now.
Wow.
I
Do you want to
thought-
work at MSNBC? Is that what you're trying
I
to
would
do
love
right now?
to.
E?
Your credibility is shot, sir.
Yeah.
you know what? I thought it was me, and I honestly now I don't remember if it was me or him.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
I think
So
it was
if-
me
if
though. I
you-
think it was me, and I don't. I think I had a fake beard. I don't remember
Now he
that-
thinks he had the beard.
Now, of course,
Yeah.
because he knows
He was criticized
he
for
was
not having
basically,
a beard.
Yeah, well, he knows that if he didn't have the beard, he was basically just a douchebag in a
I'd
blue
have
shirt
to-
with a fucking fake bag of blow with him.
I'd have to freaking tech. I'd have
How
to,
old were you with trick or treating at this point? By the way, 30.
No, we were at State. When one of my friends was at State, so we were doing like a party at
And
State.
you were Billy Mays or no?
Now that I think about it, I don't remember if it was me or Matt.
Miss Kennedy.
I thought it was me, but maybe it was Matt.
Wow, this is
Troubling.
it's damning.
Yeah, goes to his
can't-
credibility without question.
I can't remember now. God damn it.
Well, call Kennedy in the break and ask if he was Billy Mays or if it was you.
I can text him.
Yeah, so OxyClean.
Yeah, good stuff. Anywho, Harvey Weinstein accuser and hashtag MeToo figurehead. Did you hear about
Oh, Asia.
Asia Argento? Most people will know her as the,
Bourdain's.
yeah, the tatted up girl that I guess she's a big star in
Anthony
Spain or something.
Bourdain's girl.
Yeah. But she, and people were trying to say, oh, she started, I guess they had an open relationship, and she was hooking up with some other dude, and people were like, that's what drove Bourdain to kill himself, and so whatever. But anyway, apparently, Miss hashtag Me Too movement paid off a former child actor that she apparently, that accused her of sexually assaulting him when he was just 17 years old.
Yeah, so Asia Argento was one of the original Harvey Weinstein accusers, along with Rose McGowan.
Right, and loves a microphone.
Absolutely.
stage.
All over the hashtag MeToo deal. And it comes out that just last year, she was approached by this child star. What's his name? Jimmy Bennett.
Yeah.
Lawyers for him saying, yeah, remember that time you banged him when
Yeah.
he was 17? Well, we're going to sue your ass for 3.5 mil.
Yeah.
And they quietly settled it for 380 grand or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So here she is.
Using Bourdain's lawyer, by the way. Bourdain's got a, on-call attorney, and those are, they represented her and settled for this 380 grand. She paid this guy. Now, in her defense, I guess she was in a movie with Jimmy Bennett. She played his mom. He was like 7 years old at the time, back in like 2000 or something. He's
Yeesh.
22 now. So anyway, this happened in a California hotel room in 2013. Once there, she sent away his chaperone and took full advantage of him, plied him with alcohol, and then showed him love letters before kissing him. She's 20 years older than him. She pushes him onto the bed where she blows him. Fucking monster. 17 years old, getting blown. Free alcohol for the
Yeah, I
shit.
thought there's a victim in this. Is there
Yeah.
you get into that? Or
And then she got on top of him and just fucking banged the shit out of him. And so he's claimed his notice of intent to sue the actress over this. Probably because she didn't come back and do it again, I'm guessing, maybe. It was a hit and run. He feels used in some
Right.
way, maybe. I don't know. So, yeah, this is just a month after she became the first actress to publicly accuse Weinstein of sexual assault.
Oh, Asia.
Yeah, newly released documents reveal that she settled out of court for 380 grand. As you said, he asked for 3.5 mil. Bennett's lawyers say that he is so traumatized. And I just want to be clear. I mean, getting drunk, blown, and fucked by this hot, Spanish actress has so traumatized this young boy at 17 years old. It's affected his work, their clients' ability to act.
That's why we've never heard of him.
Yeah. He seemed really into it when she was like going on social media, like, "Oh, I can't wait to see my son." Because she played his mom in this movie. It was like, "Oh, mommy, son," like those kind of things, for each other. "Can't wait to see my son. Love him so much." He's like, "I'm almost there. Can't wait."
Wow.
And then when he gets there, she's like, "Yeah, no need for you, chaperone. This is at the Marina Del Rey hotel." And so, yeah, she gets on top and starts banging him. But unfortunately, the age of consent is 18. Should have waited a few more months.
Oh, Asia.
Yeah. So they sent a notice to sue, arguing the former child star his earning power is diminished by the assault because of the psychological damage that's been done to this poor boy.
What a
I would think
money
he'd
grab, dude.
want
What
to
a
work
money
more.
grab.
Like I think that'd be like, damn, if I keep getting roles, maybe I'll keep banging
Yeah.
older, hotter chicks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Why would he want to work
earned
less?
More than $2.7 million.
He's
and
trying. E.
All right.
He's trying to work more.
We've all been. This is why this is. I know we probably shouldn't make light of this, but this is why this is so funny to us because Jay and I remember what it's like to be 17 years old and be a horn dog. Like getting your dick stroked to completion, penis stroked to completion is the goal.
It's
From the moment
it's
you wake.
pretty awesome at 17.
Yeah.
I will say this though, with a 17-year-old son presently,
Yeah.
like he's a kid,
Yeah.
and it's a tricky age, but
Do you think he'd be?
I wouldn't want a 37-year-old going out with my 17-year-old son.
No.
Let's put it that way.
No. I totally understand that. I do. But I don't have a 17-year-old son, but I do know what it was like to be 17-year-old
Yeah,
and
yeah.
someone's son. And I know how I had been laid by them and I did not feel assaulted by anyone.
I
You know
know,
what I mean?
I
Like
know.
that's the hard part. I totally get it though as a parent. I deal with this with Tooch, who has, an 18-year-old daughter now.
Yeah.
And you with
Manny.
getting up to that age where, they're on the cusp of adulthood and you go like, fuck, man. He's still an immature little shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's not ready for, this kind of thing. But
Right.
we were, though.
We were extraordinary. that way.
We really were ready for all that came with adult behaviors, whether it was drinking or sex, whatever. So, anyways, he earned more than $2.7 million in the 5 years. Did Manny earn $2.7 million in the 5 years before he turned 18?
No, he hasn't.
No. Okay.
Not quite.
But his income has dropped to around. Well, Manny's earned like $60,000 a year since because this kid's income has dropped to $60,000 a year.
Manny's done some work at Mr. C's Car Wash and done a bunch of soccer camps and
Sure,
things like that.
sure.
But no, he's not approached
Not clearing $60,000 a year yet.
No, not
It's
yet.
Coming. It's coming. He's a hardworking boy. He's a good boy. So she, going back to her accusations of Weinstein, this was in '97, party hosted by Miramax at the Hotel du Cap Edenrock. I wouldn't want to stay. That's too hard to stay. Where are you staying? The Hotel du Cap Edenrock.
Oh yeah, that's too
You know
much.
what I mean?
It's too much.
I'll take the Wyndham. You know what I mean? The Marriott. Even the Red Roof. Motel 6E.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So, anyways, he leads her to an empty room, and he's like, "Yeah, here's some lotion. Can you give me a massage?" He answers the door in a robe. That he loves the robe move.
Oh yeah.
And then the lotion thing comes in, and she's like, "Okay, I guess. I don't really want to. I'm not a whore, but okay, I'll give you a massage." And so I don't know how she's like facing him. He's sitting on the bed, and she's got lotion, and she's massaging his shoulders, and he decides to just like hike that skirt up and start going down on her, like bang, like that instantly. And he's a bear of a man. He's a big boy, and so she can't fight it off. So she makes the call in the moment. I'm gonna pretend like I'm enjoying the shit out of this, and hopefully it ends soon. And so that's what she did.
Should I know who this chick is aside from these allegations? Like, is this did you know her? Is
No,
Asia Argento?
I didn't. But
No? Sort of making a name for herself through all this.
Well, this is definitely helping her career, no doubt about it. But then she loves going on stages, and he will live in shame forever because he ate me out, and all this other stuff, and blah blah blah. And but so it's just funny when it's like, oh wow, how quickly
Hypocrisy
it
is
turns.
something else, isn't it?
Yeah. And then quietly trying to pay a guy off and shut the fuck up. And then you have the nerve, living in a multi-million-dollar glass house to fucking jump on stage knowing that you've settled this
Right.
and paid someone this kind of money. I would just quietly go in the background and be like, hey, I'll wear the pussy hat. I'll be in the crowd and wave at all you guys. But I ain't taking the fucking mic. I'm just opening myself up for abuse
Right.
at that point. You know, Jay, we've had fun over the past few years. It was our 5-year anniversary the other day, by the way. Did you know that?
That doesn't seem right to me, but okay.
No. We've had fun.
I mean,
watching...
I haven't been here 5 years, so it doesn't. That's why. Right?
Oh, okay. Maybe that's
doesn't resonate with me personally.
The actual start of technically the Detroit cast. Maybe that's what it is. We've watched a lot of videos. You know, Nana getting shit thrown on her nose, Brazilian man tired of the head,
Guy parking it like a boss through the car wash.
Spectacular. Woman beating up someone with her dog
On
as
a
a
leash,
weapon on
yeah.
a leash. Remember the one where the lady was getting in the elevator and then she decided not to, but the dog pooped, forgot, and then the elevator started going up and the thing's on its leash like, hey, and it's just going up. And someone had to quickly unhook it from the leash. So there's been a lot of them.
Monkey dirt face.
Oh, dirt face. How could I forget the dirt face one? But one of my favorites too is Al Sharpton. Remember him?
Yeah, the hairball.
Hairball moment, or we much resist, or something instead of must resist. I think his problem is he can't read a teleprompter and he doesn't know shit. He looks like a California raisin.
Yeah, I mean, I way prefer the mustachioed, track-suited,
Supple medallion.
doughy Al Sharpton to the new raisin-like guy who can barely talk.
Yeah. Well, the first one you're talking about, when he would go on those talk shows and be like, "Bring it on, you fucking faggot! You're a faggot!" Like, I mean, he was brutal.
Yeah.
You know,
he was like Morton Downey Jr. guest all the time.
Yeah. We'll get a Klansman on, and then Sharpton,
Yeah.
civil rights leader, and a Klansman. See if we can't get him to go toe to toe. You know, and then occasionally Geraldo would take one of the nose. Geraldo, whatever. Well, he was taking issue. A lot of people are doing this, trying to point to Trump being a racist because he's like, Omarosa's a dog. She stinks. And, you know, people point out,
You've seen the list of people he's called dogs in tweets?
Yeah.
It's like, there's like 100 of them.
Yeah.
And white, black, whatever.
Which is kind
That's
of...
his thing. He calls people dogs.
He's a dog. And low IQ, stupid. He calls
Yeah.
people dumb. And it's like, oh, my God, he calls Don Lemon and LeBron James and Omarosa. Dogs are dumb. This is how he feels about black people. It's like, well, to your point, Jay, if you did a little more research, you would realize, no, he says that to everybody, which kind of leans more towards he's not racist. Like, if you would try to hide that publicly more than he does.
He's an equal opportunity asshole on
Exactly.
Twitter.
So Al Sharpton was playing some video of Trump, and he decided he was, you know, his dear friend Aretha Franklin, he was going to quote, respect. And
this school is crazy. It's like a...
what are we doing here? E?
Wow, Jesus, that was... It's helpful.
Can you pull it over there?
Something was playing from.
See, he needs a day off. He just needs, you know, he's tired out.
Yeah, maybe.
Needs a day off.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay. No, there was some other freaking story I pulled up about Asia chick, and there's like a commercial playing for some reason.
Look at how wee he is now.
I know, it's just
The
gross.
size of that heed.
Yeah. I wonder what his skin looks like under there.
You know what they say about payback?
I'd kind of like to see him
It's
naked,
a real,
honestly.
Yeah.
Like a Mr. Burns situation.
I'm sure you know the word I'm thinking of.
It's a real
so in
bitch,
the
Al.
words of my late friend Aretha Franklin, show some R-E-S-P-I-C-T. And the next time you get a black woman and a beagle confused, remember this. I got you.
R-E-S-P-I-C-T. Wouldn't you, like, in your head, wouldn't you be going, R-E-S-P-I-C-T? Tell me what it means to me. R-E-S-P-I-C-T. R-E-S-P-I-C-T.
What an asshole.
Such a dope. but then I immediately start going down the rabbit hole, you know what I mean, with Sharpton, and I'm just looking up, you know, resist we much, and people that put these things together, him struggling to read a teleprompter. Just listen to the amount of how does this guy have a job?
Yeah.
Tonight is the measure of whether the Wisconsin a national drive to push back or whether we have
This is it.
more to go
Resist we much?
to build
No,
a
I wanted the whole teleprompter thing, dude. It's a couple minute fucking
Compilation.
That's why I told you to
there's
being
three-
exactly what I wrote down.
Oh, Jesus.
Exactly. That's why I had the conversation with you off the air. Where
There he is. Look at that. Oops.
Thanks to you, Ed. Is this Groundhog Day 2? We are watching that was Attorney General Eric Holder, ABDs, about some Republicans at home are already beating the drums of war. Today, the Pentagon refuted that claim. And he said the American people do not want him to, quote, dwindling, they do not want him dwindling his thumb.
Yeah, right.
You can get a gig as a contortionist. Intravenous fluids and pills coated with gelatin. We don't leave our
Pause that.
women
Go back
or
1 second, will ya?
Women or men
Like-
in
Oh, Jesus. This is just a
Shit show.
it's real
Back it up
challenge,
to that
real
right there.
challenge.
Can you read that? Religious exemptions is what it is, Jay.
Yeah.
Can you get through that list?
Blood transfusions, antidepressants, anesthesia, and intravenous fluids, pills coated with gelatin, vaccinations.
Wow, good job. Wow. Is that fair, though, for the producers of Al Sharpton's show to put that on the screen and expect him...
Anesthesia!
Anesthesia. I don't even know who that is. And then gelatin or... what did he say?
I don't know.
I think it was gelatin. Instead of...
Yeah, those are some tricky ones. I'll give him that. Like, that's not the easiest list.
You got through it pretty easily, and you're not on a national...
Well,
Go ahead, E.
venous fluids and
Oh, wait a minute.
Intravenous fluids.
twiddling his thumbs. You can get a
Twiddling.
gig as a contortionist. Intravenous fluids and pills coated with gelatin. We don't leave our women or men in uniform behind. It's a monument to the hubris of Dick Cheney, Representative Raul Labrador. Years of abuse. I personally apologize to Mr. Peebus. Just ask
Priebus.
to soon-to-be former Congressman. Democrats are outright jitty. CIA's counterterrorism center. Veteran Affairs Secretary Shinseki. Why do I always mess up his name? Shinseki. I love my critics. I have fun with that.
Politics Nation with the Reverend Al Sharpton starts right now. Good evening, Rev.
Good evening, Rev.
look at him.
Good evening, Dr. Dyson.
Awesome.
Oh, do you have the other one, E? Did you find it? Get that thing out of there. Dude, I could watch Sharpton on a teleprompter forever.
They're all jitty about a shutdown. The tortoise in the race, then co-author of Hubris. U2 lead singer Bono, Fran Drescher, Sigourney Weaver, suspect Jahar Tsarnaev, Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh, the show Rush Lombard host Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Is Mike Muckery yesterday, Antonin
Shit.
Scalia, Kim Kardashian, and the Republican candidates, Cairo and Benghazi.
Cairo.
We rank behind Lavita. First
Latvia.
Kazakhstan to college students in
Yiksimich.
Beijing. He's getting lunch at Chipotle in Iowa. Bain is appropriate. The GOP's tax day giveaway to millionaires.
Says billionaires on the screen.
Traffic problems, email sent. The Environmental Projection Agency
Diagram
and
that
what
sentence.
sequestration has done.
Sequestering.
Oh, here this one comes.
The hairball.
God bless it.
Never
Oh.
get tired of the hairball.
Actually, I don't want him to leave TV. We need Al to stick
Solid.
around, don't we?
He's strong.
He's the Larry King right now.
Yeah. He is. He is turning into the Larry King of television right now.
Speaking of production, hey, I don't think we thanked Joel for our best ofs
Oh.
over the weekend.
Spectacular.
Thank you, Joel.
Why don't we let E thank him?
Yeah, go ahead, E.
What? I don't.
Speak from the heart. Go ahead. Just
This is bullshit. Thanks, Joel, for making the best of it. I appreciate it. If you hadn't, we all appreciate it. I guess. I don't know.
if not, you would have had to do them, right? You wouldn't have been
Right.
able to go on your porcupine hunt.
Well,
in
I
the
mean,
mountains.
technically, I guess I still would have had them. I mean, it wouldn't really affect that because I would have had them done before that. But
Yeah. Well, it's heartfelt. Give him that. Thank you, Joel. We do actually mean that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Jay, you are going to love this story. I know one of your things over the years is you are a big proponent of families keeping in politics, whether it's the Bushes, the Clintons, the Kennedys.
Sometimes, Mike, you just come upon, Gross, a family that
Yeah.
just has it all. You know,
Yeah.
they've got the political acumen to not only have a husband in office, but then a wife.
Sure.
Maybe even a daughter? Is
Maybe-
that what you're getting at? Maybe even a
And, like-
daughter. Maybe they form a super spawn.
Yeah.
And that super spawn is the greatest politician out of all of them.
She got fucked on the looks, right? She got the worst of both worlds.
Talking about Chelsea, of
Chelsea,
course.
yes. But maybe she got the best of both worlds in their ability to lead.
Wow.
Because I
That
know
would be remarkable.
personally, I've thought a lot. Like, you know what this country needs right now? Chelsea Clinton. Like, honestly, like of all people that could really.
Are we up to 350 million people in this great nation? Right around there, 330
I
to
would have said
350?
320 to 330, but
Okay.
sure. You might be thinking of guns.
You're telling me, dude? Yeah, right. I might actually.
Yeah.
You're telling me that Chelsea Clinton is one of the
Yes.
top 10 Democratic candidates for
Yeah.
2020?
Yeah.
Is that what we're getting at?
She's not there yet.
Oh,
wants to make
let's
that
not
clear.
be silly. She's not a presidential candidate yet.
She's not ruling out the possibility in the future, though. She told the Edinburgh International Book Festival that while she abhorred Donald Trump and his presidency, she has no current plans to follow in her parents' footsteps. At federal level, as much as I abhor so much of what President Trump is doing, I have great amount of gratitude for what my congresswoman and my senators are doing to try to stop him at every turn. Great, that's a good attitude. While I disagree with the president and other offices that I could run for, I think my family is being really, really well represented. But if that were to change, don't you? And if I find that changes, if my city
If
council,
I find or hear the individual that has said that about me, I will pull your goddamn tongue out of the roots.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
If my city councilor were to retire, if my congresswoman were to retire, my senators, and I thought that I could make a positive, we would need her
And
at
I
that
thought.
point. We would, right?
Oh.
Even you could admit.
Color into action, yeah.
Where's Chelsea Clinton when we need her most?
My God, throw up the bat signal.
If I thought I could make a positive impact, then I think I would really have to ask myself that question. For me, it's a definite no now, but it's a definite maybe in the future because who knows what the future is going to hold.
What a fucking joke.
She's proud of how her mother has handled the loss of 2016 too. Are you fucking kidding me? I think she would have been a uniquely extraordinary president. Yeah, too bad she's not. Sorry. But I'm not remotely surprised that she hasn't pulled the covers over her head just because that's just not who mom is. No, she's a fucking two-time presidential loser who blames everybody on the planet but herself for her obvious flaws. It is what it is. You know, I'll give Chelsea this. She's a very relatable person when you're dealing with the average, member of society.
Right.
Don't you think she is? We all remember.
And she'd come out of Yale and immediately get hired into NBC with her own.
Oxford or Yale and some other things. I know she immediately became a board member at a lot of places, which is common. What do you think the pay scale for a rookie network news correspondent with zero news experience whatsoever? What do you think that pays for?
No idea.
Fresh out of class, $100,000, even up to $200,000, depending on your where you went to school, what kind of degrees you've got, all kinds of stuff. So she was hired by NBC to do feel-good stories as part of NBC's News Making a Difference. The more you know, like picture that kind of thing. Chelsea Clinton was paid right out of the gate, right out of school, $600,000 for that gig. She, they're like, if she wasn't American royalty, fuck you. She's not American royalty, but fine for the sake of the article. $100,000 she could expect and work your fucking ass off. She got fluff piece after fluff piece. Do you remember she interviewed the Geico Gecko?
Oh, my God. I didn't know that.
She did. And she actually asked him in the interview, now, Gecko, do people recognize you on the street? And is there a downside to all this fame, Mr. Gecko?
God.
Yeah, $600,000 a year. So if you look at a Nexus byline for someone who's in NBC's started out, he was like, fuck Gecko, or fuck Geico. I'm a gecko.
Yeah.
Fuck them. And then
He's fallen into pitchman quite nicely.
yeah, now he's like, you know what, this Geico thing's not so bad.
He's a nice chap.
Yeah, so he's gotten on board. So Nexus byline search for Tom Costello on NBC News transcripts in the period since Clinton started there. This is back a few years ago. He had his news fetches 413 hits. Nexus byline search for Chelsea in that same period, 20 hits.
Who are these people? Who's Tom Costello?
Another NBC correspondent. So the point is, here's a guy who's working his fucking ass off, and when you do a Nexus byline search on hits that come up with his name associated with these searches,
Oh, I see.
413 of them. Same period, Chelsea Clinton, 20. She's making 600 fucking grand a year.
Quality over quantity, Mike.
That's true. That's true.
You mentioned the gecko a moment ago, for example.
E.g.
E.g.
She did pieces, for example, on a woman who lifts up children surrounded by crime and poverty. Well, that story's never been told, so I'm glad she got a real stranglehold on that one. She also did a fluff piece on a woman who realizes horses have the power to heal and bring hope to people who struggle. For her. A woman who rescues young elephants orphaned by poaching. Never seen that story done. She's been billed, NBC referred to her at the time, and I know she doesn't work there anymore, but as a special correspondent, titled Best Interpreted Literally. What unspecial correspondent, after all, gets paid more than $500,000 to do puff pieces and travel to Nairobi to check in on elephants? And this piece is like, just talks about what a fucking awful story this is. Like, behind this, she's interviewing Stella McCartney. Here's Paul McCartney's fucking daughter and Bill Clinton's daughter doing an interview together, about how great they are. She joined the consulting firm McKinney & Company in 2003, right out of school, and went to work for Avenue Capital Group in 2006. She served as co-chair for a fundraising week for the Clinton Foundation, then became vice chair of the board. She made hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that. She serves on the board at the School of American Ballet. IAC's board of directors, that pays her $300,000 a year. In 2015, she wrote her first book, of course. Why wouldn't we want a children's book from Chelsea Clinton? Not a lot of those out there. It's your world. Get informed, get inspired, and get going. Today's show
I got you.
dedicated an entire segment to this piece of shit book. In 2017, she was named to the board of directors of Expedia Group. In 2017, she published another book. She persisted. Her estimated net worth. What do you think Chelsea Clinton, not the Clintons, Chelsea Clinton's net worth is estimated to be?
$8 million.
$15 million, Jay. Like I
Just for
said,
having the last name.
yeah. So anyway, I mean, just to show you how relatable she is and how much we need, like the struggle needs her right now, right? The struggle needs a Chelsea Clinton. I really hope for all of our sakes, at some point she decides to dive headfirst into the political game because, as divided as we all are, I can't think of a better person. Maybe Barron Trump. Maybe Barron Trump would be good. I don't know if he's up for running, but if Chelsea's in, I am in